Hi, today I'm going to show you a visual proof for finding an area of a circle. So most of you probably already know how to find the area of a circle, and that is this formula, pi r squared. But a lot of you are probably confused where this formula comes from, and this is what I'm going to show you through today's lesson. So before we get into the proof, there are two facts that we need to know. Number one is how to find the area of a rectangle. Well, that's very simple. I'm sure that you guys all know. It's simply L times W. That's the area of a rectangle. And the second fact that you have to know is how to find the circumference of a circle. Well, circumference is simply the length of the perimeter of the circle and is 2 pi r. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, why is the circumference of a circle 2 pi r? Well, 2 pi r is the same as pi d, where d is the diameter. It's 2r is equal to d because twice the radius is the length of the diameter, right? And the reason this formula holds is there's no real proof for it, because the way that mathematicians have defined the number pi is as the ratio of the circumference of the circle to the diameter of the circle. This is just the way that this number pi is defined. And if you rearrange it, c is equal to pi d, and since d is equal to 2r, you have 2 pi r. That's it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to divide this circle into pizza slices. So let's do that. Let's slice it this way too. Let's slice it this way. Whoops, let's redo that slice. And let's divide it one more time. Okay, so we have 8 equal-sized pizza slices. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to color this portion red. So that's half of circle. And I'm going to color this bottom portion blue. And you'll see why in a second. So what I'm going to do with these 8 pizza slices is now I'm going to simply rearrange the pizza slices. And the way I'm going to rearrange the pizza slice is like this. So I'm going to put the red slices with red edges on top, like so, and slices with blue edges on the bottom, like this. So it's going to end up looking like this. Okay. Now, what shape does that rearranged pizza slices resemble? May not be super clear at this point. It sort of looks like a quadrilateral, parallelogram, or even a rectangle. Right? It's not super clear at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the pizza slices into even thinner slices, like so. Just keep going. Okay, so I know they're not exactly the same size slices, but just imagine that they are. So now I'm going to repeat the same exercise and rearrange the pizza slices like I did before. going to continue, and it's going to look something like this. So I have all the slices with red edges on top and all the slices with blue edges on the bottom. Right? Now you can see that this shape is starting to resemble more like a rectangle. Not exactly, but it is starting to look a lot more like a rectangle than the picture above, right? What if instead of 8 or 16 slices, we were to divide the circle into, let's say, 100 or 200 or even 1,000 or 10,000 slices? What would happen? What would happen if we divided it into 10,000 slices and then rearranged it? Well, it's going to look very much like a rectangle, right? So now what I've shown you is that by slicing the circle into pizza slices and rearranging the shape, the area of the circle can be represented by the area of this rectangle over here. And what is the area of this rectangle? What is this width? Well, that's simply the radius, isn't it? And what about the length? What is the length of this rectangle? Well, notice that we placed all the slices with red edges on top and all the slices with blue edges on the bottom, which means the length of the rectangle is exactly half of the circumference of the circle. Do you agree? Because red represents this half circle here. So it's the length of the red edge is equal to half of the circumference of the circle. And we already know what the circumference of the circle is. It's 2 pi r. And when we do that, the 2's cancel. So we know that the length of this rectangle is pi r. Now the easy part. We know that this rectangle over here has length of pi r and width of r. What is the area of this rectangle? It's pi r times r, or pi r squared. And that's how we derive the area of a circle. Thanks for watching.